All right, so it's been 2 weeks with the Samsung S24 Ultra. I've been loving this phone. There's a lot to love, some things to hate. In this video, I'm just going to talk about my final thoughts with the Samsung S24 Ultra, and will I be keeping the Samsung S24 Ultra, or will I be going back to the iPhone 15 Pro Max or any other phone? The Samsung S24 Ultra has a beautiful design, has good battery life, good cameras, as you guys saw in my camera comparison test with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But does the Samsung S24 Ultra do anything that makes you want to switch? And my answer to that is AI. And yes, a lot of these AI features are not anything to really talk about. I mean, a lot of them are available on other phones, but the translation features with the Samsung S24 Ultra is actually pretty amazing. The text translation feature is cool. The call translation feature is actually pretty cool as well. Might not be something you'll use every day, I can assure you of that. But things that you'll use every day is like circle to search and also the website summarization. And again, these are not things that only the Samsung S24 Ultra can do. I'm pretty sure other phones can do this, and maybe other AI apps or AI software can do this. But the fact that's all available on your Samsung S24 Ultra, easily accessible, no sign up, no accounts, no restrictions, then this might be the AI phone to get. At first, the Pixel 8 Pro was my main AI phone to get, but now this might be it. And yes, there are rumors of the iPhone 15 Pro Max being able to actually get the new AI features that a lot of these Android phones have been having, but we aren't ready to wait for Apple to come up with those devices or those AI features to actually stay with the iPhone. I mean, there's a lot of good AI features around right now, and this is the time of AI, and we want to take advantage of those things. Again, if you're going to be choosing a phone strictly for the AI features, don't even look at any other phone other than the Samsung S24 Ultra, because this is the one to get right now. So other than AI, design, battery life, screen, regular things that should come with a flagship phone, what else is there to actually love about the Samsung S24 Ultra? That is the potential to get more things down the line. The Samsung S24 Ultra is guaranteed 7 years of software updates. If you're going to hold on to a phone for long term, this is the phone to get. If you have a Samsung S23 Ultra and you're really looking to really keep that phone, upgrade one last time, because this will be the phone that you'll keep maybe even longer than 7 years. This is a reason to get the Samsung S24 Ultra, the long life of software updates coming down the line to this phone. And I wouldn't suggest buying it strictly for that, but it is a big reason why you would want to get the Samsung S24 Ultra over another phone, maybe even over an iPhone, because the iPhone these days have been guaranteeing 5 to 6 years of software updates, but that's about it. It's not even a guarantee at this point. It's just whatever the phone can handle, it will get. But Samsung is really promising 7 years. They might break it. I don't know how legal that is, but yeah, promising 7 years of software update for this phone. This is a long-term keep, so you might want to get this one. All right, so these are some features that I think are very useless and why you shouldn't get the Samsung S24 Ultra for these features. One of them is the S Pen. Very useless, and I'm not sure how much it's adding to the cost of the S24 Ultra, but look, if I could get $100 off the S24 Ultra without the S Pen, I will remove the S Pen. Heck, I will actually not get the S Pen even if it was the same price, because as you can see here, there's a little bump at the bottom of the phone and it's just not flush, and it really annoys me. And I just feel like it's something that's very, very useless. I don't really use the S Pen that much. I only used it once when I had the phone and I just wanted to try out some of the features. Maybe also try out the circle to search. It does work better, the circle to search, with this, but realistically, the AI does a great job at finding the object that you're trying to circle with circle to search, so you don't really need this. And I don't think that you should get the S24 Ultra for that. If you're someone that really, 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 really needs the S Pen, then obviously you have no choice. But if you're someone that might think it's cool or might want to have access to it, save yourself the trouble, get a regular S24 or S24 Plus, and don't go for the Ultra just for a pencil. It's not worth it. With the cameras, so I did mention this in my photo comparison with the iPhone 50 Pro Max again, but the ultra zoom on the Samsung is not worth it. I mean, it's cool that you can zoom in very, very far, but the picture quality is very bad. The only reason you would want to use the ultra zoom is if you're trying to snoop around, because I mean, it is cool that you can see from afar, you can see what people are doing, but it's kind of creepy. The quality, if you're trying to get a picture, a good looking picture from that far, it's not really good. So you might not want to get the S24 Ultra for the zooming capabilities. In my opinion, you should max it out at the 10x zoom. You can digital zoom in, but past 20, 30, maybe 40 zoom times zoom, you're not going to want to use the zoom. So the zooming in feature of this phone is strictly a gimmick, because most of the time you don't really care about the quality of an image once you're zooming in that far out, and you don't want it to be all AI generated. So you want it to really have a natural look anyways. So yes, I wouldn't go with this phone, especially if it's just for the 100x zoom. Don't bother. Those two things, in my opinion, are gimmicks, not worth getting. Another thing that a lot of people hyped up about Android, and after a couple of Android phones that I've been using and I've been getting to know, the customization of an Android phone is a lot, but most of the time, garbage. I mean, there's a lot of different themes, different text that you can add, but the look looks very bad. The ones that you want to get are few and far in between, and you do have to pay for the good ones. And a lot of that slows down your actual phone. I mean, not all of them, obviously, themes and stuff are very basic, but a lot of these out there mods slow down the phone. The only one that I really added to my phone was the dynamic island to the S24 Ultra. I mean, I thought it was cool, but is kind of buggy in some apps, and some other apps it works great, but it's not enough. I mean, I wouldn't care about the customization that much. Like if you look at my Samsung S24 Ultra, it's very basic. There's not much to it that actually says this is an Android phone. A lot of this is just basic, a few widgets, Google search that I can't remove for some reason. I have my Tesla widget over here and all my different apps here that I use. There's nothing really here that says this is an Android phone. Maybe I didn't do a deep dive enough, but I did look a lot to really change. And a lot of the changes were very bad. I did like the AI wallpapers because you can always have a new wallpaper, just AI generated. I mean, that's cool. But again, is that really worth going through a whole different phone for? All right, so I've been talking to you guys about the reasons why you would switch to the S24 Ultra, the reasons why you might not switch to the S24 Ultra, and talked about the gimmicks. But I'm gonna give you guys my reasons of not switching to the S24 Ultra and keeping the phone. And yes, I'm not gonna be keeping the S24 Ultra, but it all comes down to the ecosystem. So the Samsung ecosystem is a very large and expansive and a great ecosystem. But for this test, I only got the phone. I mean, this is an expensive phone. It's more than the price of their laptops. But I didn't get the watch, I didn't get the earbuds, I didn't get any of the extra gadgets. But usually when you're going with the phone, you're not just going with the phone. You're going with the whole family, and you need to test out the whole ecosystem to really find out if you really love it. I did a video testing out the Samsung ecosystem with the Galaxy Z Flip 5, and the ecosystem was great. I loved it. But I didn't really like the phone itself. I didn't like the flip phone. I would have probably liked it better if it was a folding phone or a Samsung Z Fold, but the S24 Ultra is one phone that I really love. I like it a lot, but it's just not enough alone to get. I mean, with the Apple ecosystem, I have friends and families that I talk to on iMessage, FaceTime, have my Apple Watch, have my MacBook that I do editing on. So switching to the S24 Ultra as my main phone will be a big challenge and will require a lot of sacrifices. So another reason why the Samsung S24 Ultra will not be staying in my arsenal is because of the price. And don't get me wrong, the price of the Samsung S24 Ultra is great for what it gives you. I mean, it's not overpriced, but to justify a phone price of $1,800 Canadian without being already involved into the ecosystem is very hard to really justify. I could understand it if you're just keeping the phone as your main phone and you don't care about the ecosystem, then yes, I guess. But with a phone of this magnitude, you do need to be invested into the ecosystem. And as a newcomer, then I don't think you would want to get this phone. If you're already invested into the Samsung ecosystem and you're planning on upgrading, yeah, upgrade. Even if you have the S23 Ultra, because the longevity of this phone, the AI features of this phone, and the camera of this phone is definitely huge. And I think this is a great phone. But if you're a newcomer to the ecosystem, then maybe not. Maybe go with the S23 Ultra at a way cheaper price, or go with the S24. I mean, there's no shame in going to the cheaper versions or the older versions if you're going into the ecosystem. If you're coming from a Google ecosystem or a Apple ecosystem, go with a cheaper phone, because this is almost $2,000 Canadian, and you're gonna have to get the watch, the earbuds, the laptop if you really want to be invested into the ecosystem. I've loved this phone, loved using it, had a great experience with this phone, but at the end of the day, the phone itself is just not enough for me to keep it. The price is a lot to justify, especially if I'm just getting the phone, if I'm not diving into the ecosystem. And there's just some things that are not worth it, that I think that the price could be lowered if I don't care about it. I might get the S23 Ultra as my secondary device, but I might even have to do a whole comparison of Android phones, the Pixel 8 Pro, S24 Ultra, S23 Ultra, even maybe the OnePlus. OnePlus 12 has been out for a while and I still haven't done a video on it, so I might do a review on it. And at the end of the year, I will have to come up with one phone that I'll keep in my arsenal for a long-term play. And the Samsung S24 Ultra might be a top contender so far. But I do have a lot of new phones to try out, a lot of new devices in general. But again, the S24 Ultra for now, with this current price and without even going into the Samsung ecosystem as a whole, I don't think it's worth keeping. But let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments. Would you keep the S24 Ultra even if you're not diving into the ecosystem? Or would you wait, or would you maybe get the S23 Ultra, or wait for next year's phone? So yeah, see you guys on another video. Peace.